that was much later, like in the 1980s, when I heard about it from Terence McKenna, actually, and he and his brother, as you know, had gone on this trip to South America, exploring mushrooms and then also ayahuasca, and so then I, I became aware of that, and have done quite a lot of studies of that, and talking to people and participating in ceremonies in South America, in Europe, various places, and both the shamanic kind and also the churches. As you know, there are 3 Brazilian churches that use ayahuasca in a ceremonial context, which I think is quite different than the shamanic. So, and I've written a book on it. This is a combination of an edited collection of scientific chapters and then experiential accounts, typical of the kind of experiences Westerners would have, well, primarily Westerners. And I make the point that you have, people, Westerners, Western psychologists and scientists have approached this area, ayahuasca and drugs like that, from the point of view of therapy as adjuncts to therapy and healing. That's one paradigm. And then there's the shamanic paradigm, which is quite different, although it may use some of the same plant-drug kind of combinations, more plant than drug. But the worldview is completely different, and the methodology of working with it is completely different. It's based on completely different assumptions. Yeah, and then well, just so 4 different paradigms that I distinguished. Then the third one is the religious, like with the churches, the ayahuasca churches, and like the Native American church with peyote, where it's not really focused, not really on therapy and healing. If it takes place, that's incidental, but the focus is on celebration and community bonding, community building, and then I call it a 4th paradigm is a kind of a hybrid of the psychological and the shamanic, which is what people in Europe and North America have kind of adopted. That involves some of the more psychological elements and into the shamanic thing.